Hello, this is Samuel from Action Figure Fury, and today I'm bringing you a slightly different video from one of the ones you've seen lately on this channel. This video will be on my favourite Star Wars Black Series figures that have been released this year by Hasbro. I know a lot of toy channels do like top 10 Black Series Marvel Legends. I'll be doing similar videos, but not a top 10, but just, my favourites of those from that brand which I bought this year. I have to say I bought more Star Wars Black Series figures this year than I have ever before in the line, because obviously last year really improved with the face printing. Last year they released 2018 they introduced the face printing. Last year they released an incredible amount of great looking figures, all which you can see here. This is just a sample of my collection. I did get many more, but these are my favourites. But I didn't collect as many Marvel Legends, but you'll definitely see a Marvel Legends best of 2019 down the line soon, and obviously for other brands as well. I may do videos for those, but I'm going to do Star Wars first, because I bought more Star Wars figures last year than I bought from any other brand. Bought more Black Series stuff than I bought NECA toys or Marvel Legends. I bought more Black Series figures last year because they released a ton of great figures last year, and these are a selection of my favourites. So I'll do a run through, just curious who they are. This is the Skywalker Strikes Luke Skywalker, which was a European convention exclusive. This is the Hoth Leia, which is a Black Series, which is a single card release. That's the Archive Anakin Skywalker, which I'm a really big fan of. This is the Padme, Attack of the Clones Padme, which I'm a big fan of that one. Then just slightly lurking behind her is the Emperor from the Amazon Emperor and Throne set. We've got the Mud Trooper from Solo, got Val from Solo, got Dryden Voss from Solo. I've got the Mandalorian from the Mandalorian. I've got Cara Dune. I've got the Heavy Infantry Mandalorian back here. I've got Rey from from Rise of Skywalker here, and I've got the Return of the Jedi, Jedi Knight Luke Skywalker, which was a Walmart exclusive. As you can see, these are my favourites. I will talk about them individually as well, what I really like about them. I think what I'll cover first is these three Solo figures. I'll bring them to the forefront here. I have to say, I really did love the Solo film, and I thought the figures that Hasbro released in the Black Series line was absolutely fantastic. I've got most of them now. The only characters that I'm missing are the Patrol Trooper, I think it's L3 is the droid. I forgot the name, and also and Rio. They're the only characters I'm missing. I've got all the other characters in this from the Solo film, and I have to say, they really knocked it out the park. Releasing more of the figures this year, like the Rio came out this year, which I really want to get, and I'm not sure L3 came out this year or last year, but they released some incredible looking figures from Solo, and I really do love them. I'm definitely going to army build this Mud Trooper. Of course, it's the Han Solo Mud Trooper armor, but I'm going to army build these as Mud Troopers. I really do like the designer aesthetic of them, and do like that you can move the mask. Should Han Solo face beneath, or just have a generic Mud Trooper. Really do like the new rifles they've given them as well. Really nice cape on this. It's quite heavy, to put on, but a really unique looking figure, and definitely one of my favourite designs from Solo. So I was really happy to get that, and I'm definitely going to get more of them down the line. Another one I was a big fan of was Dryden Voss. This figure is excellent. The likeness to Paul Bettany is incredible. I got this at the tail end of 2019. I bought this from Forbidden Planet in a sale. I haven't done a review of it though, but I'm really happy with this figure. This figure looks absolutely incredible. The likeness is great. The sculpt is very unique as the weapons. You've got the feature, you run under hot or cold water and the scars appear or disappear. Really nice. This is a really underrated figure. I don't think enough people talk about this figure enough. It's very unique sculpt on the chest and everything else. It's a fantastic looking figure. Really do like this one. And one of my favourites was Val. I do love the costume designs in Solo, and one of my favourites was Val, like this sort of pilot aesthetic you can see with the harnesses and stuff, and the scarf and the goggles hanging around her neck. This is a really good looking figure, and the likeness to Tandy Newton is absolutely excellent. I do love having her on the shelf with Tobias Beckett. I had to complete the Beckett crew. She looks really good. If you haven't got this figure, I highly recommend it. This is a fantastic looking figure, and I couldn't be happier with it. Really happy that Hasbro did a lot of coverage, or released a lot of figures from Solo in the Black Series. Of course, we still would like to see another Kira release, probably an update from the rest of the film. That's probably only need from the film, really. I would like to see released. I would like to see, made in Black Series. That's my only need. But if they release any more characters from it, I'd happily take it because I do love the film a lot, and the costume and character designs are fantastic. I'll put these back for the time being. Also, as you know, last year Disney released on the Disney Plus service the Mandalorian TV series, which we are still waiting for here in the UK. It doesn't come out till the end of March, which is a bit of a pain, but what can you do? Really looking forward to it. And of course, Hasbro did release some of the figures, some characters in figure form in the Black Series and the vintage card line. They're still waiting on the vintage card stuff. I think they're coming sometime later this year. I'll be keen to see those because I do collect the vintage collection as well. But they did give us... just bear me a second, I'll try and put these figures back where they belong. I'll move Return of the Jedi Luke out of the way. They did release the Mandalorian, which I have reviewed all 3 of these figures on this channel. And I have to say, I absolutely love them. Really, really good. I know they've announced the baby, which is coming out sometime this summer, which I will be getting as well. Even though I haven't seen the series yet, I would have got the Disney Plus service and watched the TV series by that time, so I'm definitely all in for the Black Series, and mostly the Black Series, but I do collect the vintage ones as well, as long as I can find them, of course. But I really, really do love these figures. I know this guy here, the Heavy Infantry Mandalorian, was incredibly hard to find. As you know, in my review, which I've done on this channel, I saw this in America twice, one for $45, one for $60, which was incredibly expensive. And I know the Mandalorian was hard to track down as well, but I know now they've slightly changed the armour. Throughout the series, it gets a slightly different armour later on in the series, so I don't doubt we'll get one of those as well. I'll definitely be up for that. But I think my personal favourite of the 3 is the figure of Cara Dune. The likeness to Gina Carano is excellent, the sculpt's great, the weapons are very unique, which you haven't seen in the Black Series. Well, haven't seen in figure form before. They did, a lot of tooling on it. Looks really, really nice. The head sculpt is great. The hair is good. The costume is very, very nice as well. I absolutely adore this figure. It's definitely one of my favourites personal favourites from the Black Series line. Of course, the Heavy Infantry Mandalorian is such a big, bulky figure. It's probably the biggest figure they've released in the Black Series design, in bulk, if you know what I mean. And they've released General Grievous, which I haven't got yet, but that's taller, but this is the most bulkiest one they've released, and it does look fantastic, very unique. I know people had a hard time tracking these down. My only gripe with this one was I had a slightly paint error on the gun. I'm hoping they fix that for the other Mandalorian, which we'll undoubtedly be getting down the line. Really love the sculpt on it. The cape's really good, the guns are great. Can't fault it. I pre-ordered this on Star Action Figures and I wasn't disappointed. It does look really, really good. So I'll put these figures back for the time being. Well, you'll see them anyway. Oh, knocked over the ray. Oh, and I'm just missing something. Hold on, bear with me as I try to put these figures back. I think to rearrange this a bit again. I think I've just forgotten something. Bear with me a second. I think I'm just forgetting a little something in here. It should be in here somewhere. Unless I didn't pack. Oh no, I didn't pack him. I think I left him in my room. I didn't pack him, unfortunately. Hold on, let me just look for a second. No, I don't think I've left him in my room. Unfortunately, the DO droid that comes with the Ray, I think I've left that in my room. After I've done this review. Anyway, back into the figure realm. One figure I was really excited to get this year was this one here. This is the Skywalker Strikes, well, from the comic book Luke Skywalker figure, which was a European convention exclusive. Very happy to see the Hasbro team when I went to the MCM London Expo in the fall of last year, and I picked this figure up, and I'm really, really impressed with it. This is basically the same figure as the Yavin Luke, but comes with some extra accessories like the lightsaber, the training stuff, and Obi-Wan's books. The only accessory didn't come with the Yavin Luke comes with is the medal. I've already got the Yavin Luke, and you've seen my review of that one as well. There's not any differences between those two figures, but I have to say I really, really do like this figure, and I'm hoping this is the start of releasing more comic book figures in the line. I know they released the Dr. Aphra and the Herdu droids. I have not found them at all. I can't find them online for decent prices, which is incredibly annoying. I'm not too sure if there's a short packed wave or anything compared to some of the waves, but I would love to get those figures as well, because I do like the Dr. Aphra comics and those characters, so hopefully get those as well. But I'm hoping we as well get some comic interpretations of the costumes of, Leia and Han Solo as well. Be really happy. I hope to see some more characters, and that'll be really nice. As you know, the films are on a bit of a break now till 2022, so hopefully we'll get some more of these comic book figures. This is really, really good. I do like this figure. Still kept the packaging. Do like this figure a lot. Highly recommend. You can get this on the Hasbro Pulse. You can get it there if you haven't got it. And they've also released this Luke in the vintage collection as well, which I would like to get to, hopefully at some point. But really, really happy with this figure. One of my favourite Luke figures that released this year. I've got all the Black Series figures Luke's they released this year. Of course, we did get some prequel love this year as well. We've got the Padme here, which I'm a big, big fan of. This is a great figure, quite an underrated figure in my opinion. The likeness to Natalie Portman is fantastic. I think a lot of people just sort of let this figure pass by because it was in a really, really good wave. But I have to say this figure looks absolutely excellent. And one I was really excited about was the archive re-release of Anakin Skywalker from Revenge of the Sith. I was looking forward to this figure. I know the original Anakin came out in the Black Series eons ago. Was extremely hard to find and went expensive very, very quick. And the likeness wasn't that good, as you know. The Black Series did not have the best lines after the first series. The paint jobs weren't that good. And obviously in 2018 when they introduced face printing text, they re-released some of the older figures with the updated sculpts. I have to say, this is one of my favourites. I do love this. This stands on the shelf very, very well. Of course, it comes with the same heads as the original figure, which was, the two heads. I'm not too sure if this cloak was his. I'd like to think this cloak is Anakin's. I think he came with a cloak. I don't think he did. I think I've given him a cloak. I'm not too sure whose cloak this is. I can't remember if it is his cloak or I've given him one of my Obi-Wan cloaks. I think this maybe I've given him one of my Obi-Wan cloaks, I think. But it's, this looks really well. I think all Jedi Knight figures should come with cloaks at the end of the day, because obviously it's a part of their uniform of sorts. So I'm not too sure if this is a custom piece or I think I've had it. I don't think it came originally with the figure, but I'm very, very happy with it. It does fit the character very well, especially with the hood down. It looks really good. So you're having the lightsaber on the belt, which I really do like. The likeness is very, very good. And I'm gushing about the Anakin, but I'm really looking forward to the episode 2 version as well. I know it's a similar costume to that one, but with a episode 2 head. Of course, the Padme figure is absolutely great. I do love the sculpt on this shoulder cape. Looks really, really nice. I do dig that a lot. I do like these plastic capes when they do a lot of detailing, and the quilting effect's really, really nice. The likeness to Natalie Portman is fantastic. He comes with a belt here with a gun there as well. Comes with a battle droid blaster. Fits in the hand very nicely. Some nice paint brushing on that. Those people found the leg articulation a bit funny, but overall I have to say this is a figure I've been really, really excited for, because the costume is great. The likeness is great. I'm hoping, because I know Leia wears a similar costume to this in the comics, I'm hoping we see that down the line as well. I wouldn't mind to do that. It looks, we've seen it in the comics. The costume looks great on Leia, similar costume. So I'm hoping we get one of those down the line as well. Really, really happy with this thing. And I do love these sort of Hoffy like boots, which you can see there, similar boots. So I like having her on display. I'm not too sure. I'd like to see some more Padme figures down the line. Hope we get some more. Maybe this year, maybe. Hopefully. I'd love to see some more on Padme, because I know she did wear a lot of outfits throughout the films. Put Anakin Skywalker back as well, the archive one, which I'm very, very happy with. So which ones I haven't covered yet? Oh yes, there we are. I was very, very happy when Hasbro announced they were re-releasing the Emperor in a new set with the much better paint. You can see, with the face printing and improved paint with more accessories. Of course, the main attraction was the throne. I'm a big, big fan of this figure. Was happy to get this off Amazon. It's a really, really good update from that old Emperor with new fabric cloth lower skirt here, and obviously they haven't changed much, just the added cloth skirt, 3 different heads, all with the face printing, improved paint on the hands, and more accessories other than the lightning hands and the cane, and of course the throne, which is absolutely excellent. This is a fantastic deluxe re-release. I'm very, very happy to have this on the shelf. It's a great figure of the Emperor. If you haven't got this figure yet, I highly recommend it. It's a big, big step up after that original Emperor, which wasn't that good and goes for incredibly crazy prices. This is much more worth your time getting, especially I know the character featured in Rise of Skywalker. I wonder if we'll see a Rise of Skywalker Emperor figure. Hopefully we will. You never know. Hopefully we will. So very, very happy to have this. Of course, I'd like to see an Emperor from Episode 3 as well. Different cloak. That'd be really cool. I'm hoping we see that down the line. With these films on the break for a while, it's nice to see some of the other iterations of the characters and some new characters get into the line. So hopefully 2020, I know 2020 is going off to a great start already with some of the figures they've already announced. We're looking forward to. I'm hoping to see a lot more as well. And Toy Fair's only about 5 weeks away. So yes, 5 weeks away now, Toy Fair. So really, really excited for that. I hope you see a lot of Black Series stuff. Alright, next up, I'm going to talk about Rise of Skywalker. I'm a big fan of the Island Journey Rey from the end of Force Awakens, the beginning of The Last Jedi. I really like that figure a lot. Was really impressed with this one as well. I know they haven't really changed the... only disappointments with the new films, per se, is they really didn't change the costumes that much, the characters didn't have any costume changes in the films as much as, in the original trilogy, which is a shame. So the outfits, are somewhat similar. But I do like this outfit for Rey. It comes with a hood, which unfortunately, it would be nice to have the interchangeable hood piece. Comes with a backpack now as well and stuff. The costume itself looks really, really nice, and the likeness to Daisy Ridley is excellent. And she was kind of the Deodron, which I unfortunately left in my room. But I was really happy with this figure. It's one of my favourite figures from the the Triple Force Friday. I do like the new lightsaber as well. The reforged lightsaber is really, really nice. Looks really good. Unfortunately, there's nowhere to put it on her person, which is a shame. I'm hoping they change it up for a future release. Would be nice. But really, really happy with this figure overall. They did release a lot of good figures in that Triple Force Friday wave, and Rey was one of my favourites. I was really big fan of the Jedi Fallen Order Cal Kestis, but I didn't put them in my video because I don't have too many figures to cover in this film. Because how I could display the figures here, but I really recommend that figure as well if you haven't got it. And my personal favourite figure of this year is one figure I was hoping they released, would be Jabba's Palace Jedi Knight Luke Skywalker. This has to be my personal favourite Star Wars Black Series figure of 2019. This is one I've been hoping to see right from the beginning. With the tunic on, comes with the blaster and the cloak. This is one I was hoping to see for a long time, and Hasbro didn't disappoint. The likeness to Mark Hamill is great. I really do like the hair sculpt as well. The cloak fits very naturally on him as well. I do like the blaster pistol, and I do like the lightsaber and the green lightsaber. There's a little bit different paint on it. I know this is basically just the the jewel from Return of the Jedi Luke Skywalker, but just with some new bits with the tunic and the head and the new accessories. But I have to say, it's a fantastic reuse, and I couldn't be happier with it. It does look absolutely excellent. Definitely my favourite figure of favourite Black Series figure of 2019. Of course, now as well, I've got the I didn't put them in because the paint problems. Was the Skiff Guard Lando. Really like that figure as well. Hoping to see some more figures from Return of the Jedi down the line. But I know this year we're getting the Empire Strikes Back 40th anniversary wave, which I am really, really excited for. I've got some more face printing Lukes coming, which I'm really like. So they've nailed the likeness now for Mark Hamill, in my opinion. Just hoping to release some of the other OT original trilogy characters with the face printing tech. Some more Hans would be nice. But overall, I'm very, very happy with this figure. This is my dream. One of my dream figures. I was hoping it would come in line, and I'm very, very happy Hasbro released it. I know this is a Walmart exclusive, and I did manage to put some pre-order this on Star Action Figures, and I was absolutely blown away when it came in the post. And I'm still in awe now, and I've had this figure for about 3 months. It's still one of my favourites. It's absolutely incredible. Highly recommended. If you haven't got this figure yet, I highly recommend doing so. It's my favourite Luke Skywalker figure, and my personal favourite look of his from Return of the Jedi as well. Really, really do like this. Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video of the my overview of my favourite Black Series figures from 2019. Please like, share, and subscribe. There's plenty more content to come. We're going to put some new Star Wars figures coming out later this year. Got some more NECA stuff coming on the review channel down the line, and obviously some more Marvel Legends stuff. So please keep like, share, and subscribing. Bye for now.